All right, the LA Chargers make some last-minute roster moves before this playoff game against the Houston Texans. We're going to look at it. Some surprises, including Ezekiel Elliott not going to be on the active roster. We'll look at it all. If you're new to the channel, we are Detroit Lions fans, but we have this channel dedicated to the Chargers because we're Jim Harbaugh fans, and we started it saying, I don't know, see how the Chargers do. Well, here you are in the playoffs, so it's been fun kind of giving you an outsider's look into your team, just how cool this has been to make the playoffs in the first year. Okay, let me know in the comments your predictions for this game. I think the Chargers win, and I'm going to show it actually in this video. So I think it's 23-20 goes to the Chargers, and I'll show you more evidence of why I think the Chargers will win in this video. First, we got to look at this. The Chargers are going to do a couple things. Fiocco, a wide receiver. I don't even know this guy, but he's going to be activated along with Eli Apple, an old veteran, another old veteran in the secondary, Eddie Jackson. Remember, he was with the Bears forever. He gets activated with running back Jarrett Patterson, meaning Ezekiel Elliott will not be activated for this game. So we talked about it before. We're like, man, I just don't think Ezekiel Elliott's all that we're getting excited about. If anyone's excited, well, there it is. He doesn't play. So Eddie Jackson, remember, he was an all-pro with the Bears. This dude's just a good, because you're not asking for much. You're just asking for like literally one game. Dude, give it to us for one game, everything you got, because remember, they wanted to do this because they want Derwin James not back at deep safety. They want him up in the box, slot corner, making things happen. So Eddie Jackson's kind of it's not a surprise. It's just like, oh yeah, forgot we had him. So Eddie Jackson, Eli Apple, two veterans that can be depth in the secondary. And then you got a wide out in running back Jarrett Patterson, who's gone back and forth between the Washington Commanders and the Chargers. So that's kind of, there it is, roster set. No Ezekiel Elliott. Now, as we look at this game, there's a couple things we have to look at. The quarterback play is just a real thing. Here are the numbers to back it up from PFF. If you look at it, Herbert struggled the first 6 weeks, 25th in pass yards per attempt, 20% in the big time throw rate. Okay, so however, since week 7, he gets healthy, 4th in big time throw rate, 6th in yards per attempt. I love the big time throw rate stat. If you're new to what that would be, it also corresponds with turnover-worthy play, right? So you can't just throw the ball deep, close your eyes, and hope for a prayer. Instead, they're measuring that. They're saying that was turnover-worthy, like that was a bad play, and they take that into account to how far you push the ball down the field as well. So big-time throws that are responsible, basically. Justin Herbert really strong in that. However, when you look to the other side, C.J. Stroud has consistently struggled all year. They are recording a league low in EPA of 38.4%, meaning 38.4% of their plays are just like, are good. Or like, okay, that's good. So that means that's it. So 1 out of every 3 plays was like, okay, that was a good play. The rest, it's like, nope, negative play, incompletion, bad play, turnover worthy, not good. A major factor for the Texans' struggles has been their inability to protect. So this is huge because the Houston Texans last year were looking so good, C.J. Stroud, but this is a little bit of a it's a mirage kind of, because you're just kind of looking like, man, C.J. Stroud, Texans, that division they were in was weak. They don't have good quarterback play. Defense has generally been okay, but still not great. This is not a great team, the Houston Texans, and you're getting an opportunity to play them right when they just haven't yet to put it really together. And here we are, week 17, right? It's like you got the whole season to do it. If you haven't done it by now, you're not going to do it. So if we look at the playoff, we looked at the playoff picture, and it's pretty cool because worst case scenario, you play the Chiefs, who you just play well against, right? Worst case scenario, you play the Chiefs. Then there's different scenarios for playing the Bills or the Ravens. But you play one of the top 3 teams, right? We just know that. But a lot of people are like, man, I'd rather have the Chiefs, man. They're in our division. We know what we know them. We know what to do. Let's give us a chance. So this is interesting because we keep talking about it on this channel. All you have to do is win one playoff game. Let everything else kind of settle in and see where you're at after that. So I think that's what's really exciting. Another thing that you have to be excited about, Jim Harbaugh, when he was with Michigan in big-time games, you just don't have a team that's going to make mistakes and beat themselves. That's like number one. They're locked in, not going to beat themselves. You'll punt. You'll stay in the game. Punt when you need to. Go for it when you need to. But you're just going to be responsible. Take this game into the fourth quarter. And if I would have told you at the beginning of the season, you're going to be in the playoffs. First round, you're going to be in the game, fourth quarter, right to the end. You'd sign up for that every day of the week. Every team would, except for probably the Chiefs, just because they've won Super Bowls, and that's their expectation. But you look around the league, 10 teams are just terrible. I mean, look at stop me if you've heard this before. Let me just read something to you, and you tell me if you've heard this before. This is the top of the NFL draft order. Tennessee, Cleveland, Giants, New England, Jacksonville, Vegas, Jets, Carolina. That's the top 8. And then it goes New Orleans, Chicago. We can go that far. So there are 10 teams that are just bad, really, really bad. I say this because you and the Lions used to be kind of one of those teams. Just couldn't get it. It's hard. It's hard to figure out. What do we do? Every 3 years, change a coach. Change a GM. It's tough. And now both of our teams are looking up. It's like, oh my gosh, we're not in that cycle because it's hard. You draft high. Then the expectation is that you play that player. He's not ready, but you got to do it because you drafted him 3rd overall. So you throw him in, not ready. It's just a cycle up at the top of the draft, these bad teams that continue to stay there. We know it all very well with Chargers and Lions, but now Chargers are good, Lions are good. Jim Harbaugh changes everything overnight and you have a quarterback. You have a quarterback and head coach, same with the Lions. You got to be excited. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. I think the Chargers win this one. What did I say, 23-20. Let me know in the comments as well what you think the score will be, and we'll see all of you on the next one.